between South Africa and Zimbabwe. It's 1-1 and what a match. My name is Sopriye Godwin Judge. I'm not here alone. Emeka Wachuku is up with us in the house to talk about this first 45 minutes, exciting 45 minutes as far as the African Nations Cup is concerned. South Africa won, Zimbabwe won. Both teams were in the same group in the World Cup qualifiers, and they're now in the same group as far as the Afcon is concerned. Emeka, let me ask one question. The Cameroonian coach came into this tournament, into this match, saying that this Afcon lacked the balls. It says lacks African balls. I don't understand what it means by balls. Could you explain? What's your thought about that?
Okay, he might be referring to probably the type of ball that have been used maybe in the qualifiers. You know, a football have strength, speed, and all of that. So these are lacking in this present game. But you just all mind games.
No, he said well there was no vibe. Okay, let me use the right word. He said that this Afcon in Morocco doesn't have a vibe, and I asked myself, what is he trying to say? He says I think what he's trying to mean is that the soul, in terms of maybe he says well, yes, the Afcon is organized, they have good stadiums, good road networks, but says this Afcon lacks the vibe. I don't know what.
Okay.
Or is it because it's staged in Morocco, closer to the Arabic connection?
Of course. Now, Morocco is northern Africa, and you know, northern Africa is relative to Arabic and all of that. So the real African flair and culture is not there. And probably the tournament have not started giving us surprises that we saw in the last Afcon, yes. So probably that vibe, you might be saying, shocks, maybe newcomer teams coming and hitting out the old boys, not yet. But certainly it will roll in, because from the quarterfinals and all of that, you see shock happening. One thing that they show in the African games is that shock is the number one. Nothing is guaranteed. So anybody playing, they are playing well. So he might be saying the vibe might not be there, said maybe the culture, the African culture for now, but as the tournament goes on, shock certainly will come in.
Okay, well, let's talk about Super Eagles match coming up tomorrow. Yes, the Zimbabwe match is the halftime is 1-1. Zimbabwe, South Africa is currently 1-1. But let's talk about tomorrow's match, Nigeria against Uganda. Nigeria have already with 6 points are qualified. Yeah. There's a possibility that we might be seeing some fringe players, and could actually be making some new players. What do you expect tomorrow, Nigeria, Uganda?
Yeah, that would be a good one, because those fringe players may not have the opportunity to play in a normal regular game. So it's their time to shine. They should seize the opportunity. And also, he might be saving the other players from injury, looking at the quarterfinals. So yes, if he brings in the fringe players, good one. It also brings competition into the team and give everybody a sense of belonging. So
now, Stanley Nwabali, he looked injured in that first match, but from what we understand, that if he wants to play tomorrow's match. Now, we've seen Stanley Nwabali concede some goals. We had a very good Afcon in Cote d'Ivoire, but this Afcon, we're not seeing the best of Stanley Nwabali. I don't know what your thoughts about this.
Yes, I would say no opposition, no rivalry. He's the number one choice. So he has owned up.
How long is he going to enjoy this? Because Maduka is number one in Italy.
Yeah, but he didn't come for the tournament.
He opted out.
Yeah,
because he felt he couldn't sit behind Stanley Nwabali.
Yes, and watch.
So he's not the number one. Stanley Nwabali is number one, yes, for this Afcon, but he's not undisputed number one.
Yeah, but if you look at
do you think he's undisputed number one?
To an extent, yes, because from the Afcon, the last one to this one, he has been on the sticks, helping Nigeria. But you know, he's most times rash in his judgment. If you watch some one-on-one decisions and all of that. Now he's injured. Normally he's supposed to pause and relax, let the second person come in. But he's the kind of person that wants to be involved in every game. So this is where the coach needs to come in, tell him, man, you've done well. Just rest, let me bring the second person inside.
The second person is Uzoho. So who would you rather have? Would you rather have a Stanley Nwabali or an Uzoho? We've seen Uzoho to not very consistent as far as I'm concerned.
Already, we've qualified for the quarterfinals, and Nwabali is injured. So
but he's fit. It's not a very serious.
They can rate him. They can rate him, because him still playing is another risk. What if he picks a stronger injury? What will happen?
So you would like to see Uzoho or somebody else?
Uzoho should come in, at least let him try his hand.
Okay, so let's come back to this match. Any surprises? Zimbabwe struck South Africa 1-1 with that fantastic goal. Yeah. You look at this South African team, they're World Cup bound. So is it that they're taking this Afcon as a building process for their World Cup? Are they looking at the World Cup as a big tournament? Yeah. Or do they want to win this Afcon? Does South Africa have what it takes to win the Afcon even?
For me, for now, they don't have what it takes, though they might progress into it. observing teams, some teams are slow starters. What we saw in this game, the Zimbabwean team is very disciplined. You see them closing up very well, using their flanks, and that goal was a masterpiece. So South Africa, for now, in this game, they lost their rim. They lost their because Mukwena was not just getting it. He was not just getting it. So for now, South Africa is not in the pedal. Or probably maybe if they qualify for the quarterfinal and then the semi-final, they might pick their team. You know, it happened in the last Afcon. From the quarterfinal they picked. So maybe it will happen for them. But they will want to win it. But let's see how it goes. Other teams are there, Cameroon, Nigeria.
Well, for good news for Morocco, because their star player, reigning African player of the year, Hakimi, is certified fit. He's going to play for Morocco in the next match in the Afcon. And Morocco is also they're good. I think they've gotten 4 points. They won the first match and drew against Mali. So Hakimi is back to this Moroccan setup. How important, and does it make Morocco favourites to win on home soil?
Certainly. Make him, in fact, make them a favourite for the tournament. So him coming, he will boost them, add more firepower to them, and it's a plus for the team.
Are you impressed with Morocco? Because we saw them against Mali 1-1. You'll have expected Morocco to have. Well, Mali is good, but Morocco, I mean, they're playing home.
Yes, Morocco, with all the fanfare coming from the last World Cup, they qualified for semi-finals and everything. They are on home soil, so somebody will expect them to be boozing. But the Malian team is a really solid. They are physical, so you have a physical team playing a team having flair. So the game will be a 50-50 or maybe a 60-40. So them not winning, they are not really in the pedal now. So home fans is supporting them, but not yet. The teams, all of the teams are just trying to see what they. But let's watch from quarterfinal. What will happen?
So, well, today happens to Victor Osimhen's birthday, 27 birthday. Happy birthday to Victor Osimhen, 27 years old. But let's talk about that Victor Osimhen and goal, and then let's talk about the Super Eagles because they're playing tomorrow. Do you think Super Eagles are favourites or one of the favourites?
For now, I wouldn't say they are one of the favourites. They should take it one game at a time. Though their goals have come since the last 2 games, they scored 5 goals, 2 in the first, 3 in the second. That shows that they are clicking in front of goal, but they need to work more on their defense, seal up the back end so that as you are scoring, you are covering. So, and Super Eagles, to which we know them, they build in every game. They gather the momentum. So if they can maintain this consistency, and thank God the bonus issue has been settled, so they all have the focus. But I wouldn't rush and say they are favourites. But something with the Eagles is that when you start praising them, they lose focus. So let them take it one game at a time and let them surprise us.
Well, Nigeria Uganda is coming up tomorrow, and Nigeria Uganda comes up tomorrow. There's a certain Nigerian player, Ikpeazu. He plays for Uganda. He's 30 years old. His dad is a Nigerian. His mom is Ugandan. He scored Uganda's sole goal. So he said he's happy to face Nigeria tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are we missing Ikpeazu? Because you look at him, I was having a chat and I told somebody that Nigeria is not missing him. With all due respect, he's a good player, but he's 30 years old. We have Victor Osimhen, who's playing very well. We have a lot of good players for Nigeria. So I think Uganda can actually have Ikpeazu.
Yes, give him as a bonus. Let him go. We have a whole lot of players, even some coming from abroad. Whole lot of them. So it's not really a miss to us.
So we'll be seeing Cyril Dissers play tomorrow because Nigeria has gotten 6 points. Cyril Dissers plays in Scotland, Rangers. He's not started for the Afcon, but with Nigeria with 6 points, you think Eric Chell want to play Dissers to start for Nigeria tomorrow?
Yes, give him a try. And like I said, bringing these spring players bring competition to the team, because if any of them perform very well, that person stands a chance of starting the next game. So certainly he'll want to try his formations. Okay, let me bring some new guys from the bench and see what happens in case maybe somebody gets injured. I can have a ready backup. So he certainly may bring him in, depending on his formation and what he wants to play.
Okay, let's come back to this match, South Africa and Zimbabwe, because it's 1-1. South Africa hasn't won any match as far as this Afcon is concerned. The first match was 1-1.
Yes,
and this one looks like it's going to be another draw. How important is it for them? If South Africa gets knocked out in this first round, will you say it's because of the World Cup that they didn't go far, or were they trying to build, or is it that the team wasn't good enough?
I would say they've not really built yet. Though for the qualifier they played well, they were able to handle themselves very well. Nigeria was not consistent, so we were out of it. But in this game, Zimbabwe are playing very well. If they happen to score a second goal, South Africa will toy.
Another problem was that Zimbabwe is playing their World Cup qualifiers in South Africa.
Yes.
home and away, because they didn't have any good stadium. So it was advantage for them.
Yes, it was an advantage for yes. So those things played in for, and remember, Zimbabwe and South Africa is like a local derby, like Nigeria and Ghana. So they know themselves very well. So the chances, because what I'm saying is that Zimbabwe is using their internal knowledge of South Africa. To watch their man marking.
They have players in the PSL.
Yeah, so it's like, I know you, you know me. We are playing a derby, so anything can happen. But the South African team have not really impressed much. Like
now, this is coming up in a neutral venue, Morroco, and you see that it's an almost evenly matched match.
Yes.
It's almost an evenly matched game here, because the other one was played in South Africa, so we didn't really see the best of Zimbabwe playing away in home in South Africa. So now they have an opportunity to play very well in Morocco.
Of course, and if they win this game, Zimbabwe, they start a chance of qualifying for the nation. So they are giving in everything. So now it's a neutral ground, no cohesion from the South African fans.
Yeah.
So they are, and they have something at stake they're fighting for. So they are all for it.
Right. We're still waiting for signals for the second half of that match. Zimbabwe, South Africa, African Nations Cup match, still 1-1. And what an important match is this in this fixture. The African Nations Cup has been, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's been exciting. Maybe not as much as we had.
Yes, in the previous one.
Yeah. All right, let's take a commercial break, and then we'll see if we have signal.